Hello guys, my name is Jamie and today I am going to be making a video for the SAPPHIRE YouTube channel, and it is because Ed is unfortunately a little bit busy this weekend and is unable to do the latest gameplay video for Rise of the Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider released about 12 hours ago now. I've played probably around 8 hours trying to find a really nice place to record from because there's so much in this game. It's such a huge game. With so much to do that, like, trying to get a nice area with a decent mix of activities was a little bit difficult, to be honest. But I think I found this. It's quite early on in the game, about 8% of the way through the game according to the save file. And yeah, so we're actually just going to have a quick walk through the game. I'm going to talk about some of the features that you may find. But first of all, I know that this is basically a graphics card channel, so SAPPHIRE sent me out the Nitro R9 390, which is a fairly high level card, and I am managing to hold around 60, sometimes dropping down as low as like 50, but mostly around 70 or 80 FPS on the current settings that I've got. And as you can see, the game looks gorgeous. I'll have a quick look at the settings now, and what I'm running on is I've got a custom preset, because I actually did quite a lot of experimentation when it came to the settings, and I found out that texture quality really didn't affect anything at all. And now, surprisingly, something which a lot of graphics cards, and not a lot of graphics cards, a lot of games don't impact performance with, is anisotropic filtering. However, in Rise of the Tomb Raider, this seems to have a massive effect on your FPS. So I dropped it down to 4, and what's really cool about this game, actually, is when you change the settings, you can see the result instantly. So I'm going to turn this up a little bit now. So keep an eye around the edges of the screen so you can see the difference when I turn this up. Did you see it? I can tell you that I just lost 15 FPS. But if I drop it and drop it again, like if I go down to 2, it's not bad. 1, you start noticing a difference. But on 4, I think that's like kind of the sweet spot for FPS and visual quality. We moved down, we've got shadow quality on high. You can go to very high, but I actually found the performance impact wasn't that bad at all. So it wasn't a performance issue for the reason why this is on high and not very high. What actually happened was, on very high, the shadows look kind of worse. They're a little bit thick, and they probably shadow a little bit too much sometimes. And it kind of looks a little bit wrong. We've got the sun soft shadows on, and we're using the HBAO plus ambient occlusion. This does impact performance a fair bit. It's probably around 5 or 10 FPS on this graphics card. But if we turn this off, like I said, you can see the settings as I change it. Watch what happens. Boom. Like, this area probably isn't the best way to show it, but the game looks gorgeous with it on, so we're going to leave that on. Depth of field on, level of detail high. You can go up to very high, but it only really affects item like geometry in the very far distance and doesn't really become noticeable, but the performance hit is quite high. I've got tessellation turned off because, again, quite a hard hit on performance, and you can see I'm toggling it now. Can you even tell the difference? I think the tree over here gets a tiny little bit smoother, so kind of not worth it. The dynamic foliage is kind of cool. It makes trees wave in the wind and stuff. I've got that on medium. You set it on high. It didn't really affect performance that much, but I also didn't notice a difference, so I didn't think it was worth it. Bloom on and the blur's on. Motion blur off for obvious reasons. Who likes motion blur? I know I don't. And we've got the Pure Her technology turned on, which is an AMD technology, which is, well, let's have a quick look at this. It's Laura's Her. Lara. I always say Laura. So as you can see, her looks absolutely amazing. And it works really well. It's a big improvement over the original reboot Tomb Raider from, I think it was 2013, where it used to like kind of hover over her shoulders. Now it's a little bit more restrained, and this is on the on setting. You can actually set it to very high, and the performance hit was very minimal actually. I hardly noticed a difference whatsoever. I don't know why I turned it down. I think the only time you notice a difference with it on very high is during cutscenes, right? It looks gorgeous in cutscenes on very high, but also it impacts performance on cutscenes when it's set to very high. Screen effects, I would normally turn this off because it's basically like a little bit of post-processing over the top of everything, but I don't know, with it off, there's just something missing, and I don't know what it is, and normally I'm not a massive fan of post-processing, but I do kind of like it on this. So they're the settings. We're running at around 50 to 60 FPS, 60 FPS in most of the combat areas, and I'll explain why in a second, but we are actually going to kick into the gameplay. That was probably a bit of a long talk on the graphical settings there, but we're going to sprint over here, and we're going to jump onto this tree, and look, we've got an enemy.
Spread the word. The natives set snares in the clearing. They must have planned for us to pursue.
No, I could.
Damn it. We weren't retreating.
Can I ninja this guy?
They're still...
Oh! And just crack him in the face. We'll lose his body while we're at it. And this guy doesn't seem to be having a very good day at all, does he? So what we're going to do now is try and see if there's any more enemies around this area. I think I could probably climb back up this tree. Oh, it's a little bit high, that, isn't it? Can I... If I get a nice jump... There we go. So we're going to try and jump over to this side. And failed horribly, but that doesn't matter. It's all good. See somebody there. And somebody there as well. So...
Get on the radio, see if you can raise the facility. The signal we got said they were under attack, then nothing. It was just a few minutes after.
I'm going to go around here. And there's somebody there.
Then they retreated away from the facility.
There was somebody there.
This was a coordinated feint. They're trying to spread us out.
Incoming!
Now you don't know where I am, do you? The headshots are real. Something that is really nice when you've got nice smooth performance. Just works. You can aim because the input lag is so low. Oh, and another guy. Good night. So this is actually on the medium difficulty setting as well. I think it does get a lot more difficult later on. Like I said, I have played quite a fair bit further on than this, but it's still quite a low percentage in the overall game completion. And maybe I'm just really good with arrows. Maybe I'm just a bit of a beast. So we're going to get this. Now, one really cool thing about Rise of the Tomb Raider is that the PC port is handled by a company called Nixxes, I believe it is. And they have also been responsible for the original Tomb Raider reboot, Deus Ex. I can hear something, sorry. Yeah, the Deus Ex games, including the new one that is due out soon, and Hitman Absolution, so a lot of really great PC ports, and every time that they actually port a PC game, it's got that real feeling of quality, so I have to say I absolutely love them for that. Creative Assembly obviously done a great job on the core stuff, but the PC ports by Nixxes are always outstanding. So I don't believe I can read this.
Characters look Mongolian, but I can't read what it says.
Yeah. So by looking around the map and actually finding some like relics and stuff like that, you slowly start to learn the language. And then you can come back and read those, and they give you hints to secret areas and caves and stuff like that. But for now, can I actually craft? I've got 7 arrows. And I need to find some wood if I want to craft more. But again, I'm going to say this, guys. Look at the snow. How amazing is that? When I first installed the game, I just was doing all sorts of silly patterns. Like, watch what happens when you, like, crash into it. Like let's do a dodge into it. It's amazing. It's not just, like, a 2D texture on it. It actually displaces the geometry. And I've seen a few games do this recently, spin tires being a notable one, but Tomb Raider does it absolutely excellently. So now we need to go and kill a bear. I remember there's some arrows around here somewhere, so we'll pick these up. And earlier on in the game, I did actually craft some poison cloud arrows, which... Wait. Thought my footprints were doing something then. And some poison cloud arrows which should stun the bear, but I'm feeling a little bit cocky.
Better to draw it out.
I'll draw it out with a shot to the head, and then we're going to use the poison cloud arrow and bang. Then hit him in the head again, then run, because if he catches us in this small area, we are doomed. I'm going to try and escape. Let's do a double dodge. Can I hit him again? Okay. Poison cloud. And there we go. The bird says good night. Now, I am going to actually skin this bear. I want his pelt. Because his pelt can be used for upgrades later on, especially clothing upgrades. I can't remember if the original Tomb Raider reboot had actual clothing options, but I know that in Rise of the Tomb Raider, you can actually change the costume that you're wearing. If you look right now, I'm actually wearing basically a hooded top and jeans in Siberia. For two reasons. One, because they look kind of cool in a cutscene, so I decided to keep them on. And two, because she's British, and British people never know what to wear when the weather conditions are bad. But if we find a campfire during this little bit of play, then I will change. One feature that you've got is you can press Q and it will highlight everything that's around you. So, got some stuff here. Anything nice in here? Oh, let's open. There we go. Oh, that's very nice. A semi-auto pistol part, which means we can use them to upgrade later on if we actually find a pistol. At this point in the game, we don't actually have the pistol. This is a scroll. You pick these up and it will go into a reading screen. I'll quickly show you. I'll cancel out of it though midway.
His followers have been traveling under cover of night, a crooked trail around the border of the eastern.
But they're really cool. I think one thing that I would say about Tomb Raider is it's really good at gameplay, right? Like the gameplay's nice. It feels good. The combat feels okay. The movement and everything like that, when you don't get stuck walking into a wall, is awesome. But the reason why I ended up playing this and continued to play it wasn't because of any of those reasons. The reasons why I kept doing it is because there's so much lore and stuff to find around the actual world that you kind of get a little bit addicted. Now we're going to try and climb up that, and of course we're not. Instead we're going to break our ribs. Ouch!
Damn it.
Another thing, like, if you actually do pick up the game for yourself, guys, always check behind you in as many locations as possible. You'll always find pickups. The game's really crafty when it comes to making you turn around. We're just going to continue forward now, and this cave is absolutely awesome. I like the way that the light is slowly coming through the ice. It must be some really thick ice.
Shit. That's gonna be cold.
Yes, it is, love. Yes, it is. So, this is another cool thing about the lore. So, like, you pick up these relics.
Carved from bone. This looks like Mongol craftsmanship.
So we just found a mongrel arrow. But what happens is you can actually examine to find hidden information. So you look around and you try and find something which will basically just give you some more dialogue. There's no real reason to do it. It's just kind of cool to do. For instance, this is a whistling arrow. So if we look at the whistling part.
This was a whistling arrow. Mongol archers would fire these over their enemies to frighten and confuse them.
It is really cool. But now I'm going to have to go for a quick little swim, which is not going to be nice. Especially not in a hooded top and jeans. So we'll dive under. You get a headache so fast, that'd be brain free central. And what did I just say about looking behind you? Like, it leads you here, but... Oh, what's this? Again, it's just another pickup that you can get. Which we won't get because... no spoilers. We're going to make our way forward a little bit further. Alright, now we need to hold shift to sprint, otherwise you can drown quite easily. And this is a perfect opportunity to show you some of the features here. So I've actually got 3 skill points available. I was saving them for this video, and I haven't used any. So what we can do is have a look at the skill system. You click on Brawler, for instance, if you want to do your combat skills. And what have I got? I've got Thick Skin, which means I can take less damage from enemy gunfire and melee attacks. Iron Hide for taking less damage from explosives. Dodge Counter, incapacitate unarmored enemies while dodging with a well-placed F button. Efficient Killer, enemies killed while in stealth will automatically be looted for resources. That'll save me a bit of time, so I'm going to take that one definitely. If we have a look at the hunter stuff, we've got stuff like arrow retrieval, which I'm definitely going to take. It means if I shoot somebody with an arrow, I can get it back. And anything here, avid learner, and okay, I'll take bonus XP for actually doing the lore stuff. I actually like the lore stuff. Oh, I could, yeah. Let's have a look at our weapons. I mean, I think I've got an upgrade available for the bow right now. And what's really cool is you get to see them all on the weapons as well. This game just gets prettier and prettier. So I've just done a quick upgrade. I don't know what I did actually. Okay. So it makes it a little bit faster, I think. And then we got the clove options. Like, these I need to craft. And they're expensive. But reduces damage from Greek fire. Why Greek fire? I have no idea. But that's the thing. We've got Spirit Weaver, which is manual healing. Oh, wait, no, yeah. Manual healing has a chance to bandage without using any resources. So we're going to stick with that one because I don't believe any of these actually have any bonuses on. Oh, I've got this one as well. So this is the hunting one that I was talking about. We're going to stick like this. And as you can see, your changes are seen on the character instantly, which is really cool. Another thing that is worth noting about, and I'll do that when we get around here, because we're actually about to find the first tomb in Tomb Raider, and that we get to go and explore and try and master ourselves. And
a Byzantine war galley.
There she is.
How the hell did it get down here?
I have no idea. Okay, but I want that angle again, because this looks absolutely beautiful, right? And what I want to show you right now, guys, is just how scalable this is, because it's such a great PC port. So this is on our medium/high-ish settings. I'm probably going to tank the performance down a little bit by doing this, but I'm going to go up to maximum settings, just so you can see how much we are missing out on for the performance that we're actually gaining. So we turn this on. We can go to very high here. Actually, no, let's go straight up to very high, and we still got more we can turn on as well. So we can even turn this up to very high. And now we've lost 10 FPS. That's all we've lost is 10 FPS. So we're down to 45 FPS right now while recording. So that'll be about 50 FPS. And can you really tell a difference? You can do. But I prefer that extra FPS. Just keep me above 60 at all times. But if you decide to go for a lower end card maybe, or you've got a lower end card and you was thinking about picking up the game anyway, you'd be pleased to know you can go to lowest and boom. This will give you about 120 FPS on the Nitro R9 390, and it looks gorgeous still. Obviously, it's not to the level that we had it on before, but it's still fairly pretty, right? What we're actually going to do is just going to go to default high just to actually speed this up. Bang, bang, bang. There we go. Even high settings recommends 4 times anisotropic filtering, so I think that says something. And we are still going to come in and turn off the motion blur though, because I really don't like motion blur. And boom, we're at about 80 FPS. But I really want to do this warship. I was told I've got 10 minutes. And I'm breaking through that already, but I just think that one of the most important parts of Tomb Raider is raiding tombs. You wanted to see the combat, you've seen the upgrade system,
Mongolian.
so now let's raid a tomb.
Through here, I must be close to the lost city.
Oh, don't fall. There we go. So we're not going to waste any time. We're just going to try and get over to this end.
Must be something up there.
Always feels so nerve-wracking, especially when you've got this kind of sense of height, and she doesn't make you feel confident, does she, when she doesn't even stand up straight? Come on, Laura. You can do this, girl. Now, I've actually already done this one before, but I just want to show you, like, kind of what's involved with actually breaking a tomb. Each tomb's got its own puzzles, and they are quite a lot of fun. Quickly before I go any further, I do want to mention, like, this scroll on the floor here. When you read it, it tells you about these guys, which are pirates, basically. I think the pirates are warriors for something which is in the game, which I don't want to tell you because of spoilers. And basically, they crashed their ship, and then they panicked here, and they said he was really tired and he fell asleep here. But he was planning to kill the rest of his crewmates. And this will become relevant in a minute when we go and find another script from a different person who's up there, who said that he actually sabotaged the ship and the captain didn't know about it. So he's the reason why everyone's dead. And that's one of the reasons why you want to do these tombs. Because what's really interesting here, guys, is we are totally free to ignore this tomb altogether. We do not have to do this.
Yes.
This is completely optional. However, you do get some goodies from completing tombs, so it's always worth doing them, in my opinion. But you're definitely not forced to do them. So if you're struggling with one of the puzzles, you can just go away and come back later. It is almost an open world. It's more like the Witcher 2's open world, though, compared to Skyrim, for instance. You don't just walk around the world and just constantly be going places in a big open map. Now, this is a hard one. I keep messing this up. Oh, I've messed it up. Let's pull it down again. So what I need to do now is basically do exactly what I just did on the other side, except this one's got a time limit. So I'm going to put that all the way down. And then I'm going to run. And I need to try and not fall. It's so scary. Okay, and then there we go.
Got it. Now to find out what's up there.
So to find out, we're going to climb up. And oh, that was so close. That was almost my death. We've definitely got the traditional Tomb Raider climbing hooks, and again, just beautiful animation all the way through. Climb up to here. And I accidentally pressed let go rather than jump, which is a little bit silly. It's not a problem, we can get straight back up there again. And that's another thing that's really cool about the game, actually. The checkpoints are super regular. Some people will say that's not punishing enough, which I do understand, but sometimes in Tomb Raider, because of all the climbing and because of the quick time events, death can be almost instantaneous. So you don't really get punished for mistiming jumps or anything. You just go back to the beginning of that jump and everything's all good. So we finally climbed up to the very top of the ship, and look at that, it's all golden. It looks like Mr. T's been staying here. Let's pick up a few coins.
Look at all
penny for the
this.
ball.
Why were they carrying so much wealth with them?
Ah, good question. I don't believe this is a spoiler, so I'm going to quickly show you this. Look at the model quality in game. It's absolutely gorgeous.
This codex details the archery techniques of the foes of the Byzantine Empire. So, now we're just going to get on our way out, because I think it's about time that we start wrapping up the video, guys. So what I want to do is ask all you guys, what did you think about this kind of video? I mean, I'm new to the Sapphire channel, obviously. I'm just filling in for Ed for this 1 week. I may come back in future. But is there anything that you'd like to change about this? Oh! Don't talk and try and Tomb Raid at the same time. It's far too dangerous. But yeah, have you played the original Tomb Raiders? The original Tomb Raiders are so clunky compared to this one. Now, I'm about to drown. I've drowned here like 3 times because I think it's a little bit of a buggy section, to be honest. It tells you to sprint, and if you don't get the very end, like, I'm drowning, I'm about to die. So close. So close. But yeah, I would like to ask you all to make sure that you subscribe to the Sapphire Tech YouTube channel. And check us out on all the socials as well. Get on Twitter and Facebook. And just come and say hi, and tell the guys over there what games you want to see in future on the channel, because honestly, this is going to be me, guys. This has been Rise of the Tomb Raider, running on the Nitro R9 330 from Sapphire. I have been Jamie, also known as Pixel, I'm not
and it's been a pleasure to
remains
make
to
this
be
video for
seen.
you guys, and I will catch you again very
Killed
soon.
those men back there.
Bye-bye.
I killed them to survive. I suspect you did too. How long have they been here?
Days, at most. The invaders took many of my people prisoner. You should leave this place. before it's too late.
I can't do that. I came here for something important.
So did they. If I see you again, I'll put an arrow in your throat.
You and I are on the same side. I hope I can prove that to you. What's going on down there?